Oh, that's good. What's up, guys? Adam Milstead here with Straight Yakd, coming into you with your tackle tip of the week. The mornings are cool now. We're starting to segue into the fall season, which means we're getting ready for the fall bite. And I'm going to tell you what, you've got duck hunting, you've got deer hunting, you've got steelhead, you've got salmon, but also you've got an ability to catch a lot of bass, smallmouth and largemouth, using a particular bait, one of my favorites, and that is the Fluke, guys. This bait has caught me so many fish, and it's just, whenever you got the Fluke bite on, it is on. This is a Zoom Super Fluke and probably the only fluke you'll ever need. But guys, I'm gonna give you a type of modification that I've used for quite some time. It was taught to me by an old pro, and I'm gonna show you here for this week's tackle tip of the week. All right, guys, so like I said, we're going to be talking about how to modify up your Fluke, and this is my modification that was taught to me by an older pro who's been fishing bass tournaments since the 70s and 80s. I mean, this guy knows his stuff and has since retired, but he taught this to me about 13, 14 years ago, and when I started fishing the Fluke, man, I generated some awesome bites. Now, when I'm talking about Fluke fishing, I'm talking about the time of the year where the Fluke bite is on. I'm talking anywhere from late August into early November, your late summer into late fall, and it's one of those times of the year where it seems like no other bait works. Your chatterbaits or jerk baits just seem irrelevant to the bass, and they're just keying in on the Fluke. So when I'm using Flukes, I generally only use the Zoom Super Fluke because I have never found another Fluke that moves quite as erratic as this bait. I love them. And like I said, when it's on, it's one of the most fun times fishing. So anyways, I'm going to show you this modification here. We're going to bring the camera over onto the table. I'm going to rig it up for you guys to see, and hopefully you guys like it. So let's check it out. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and start modifying up our Zoom Super Fluke. So when we're talking about hooks, the thing that I like to keep in mind is a lot of times when the bass hit a Fluke, they generally like to keep coming towards you. So it's important that we get hook penetration as much as possible. So that's why I use a light wire EWG or wide gap hook. And this one happens to be from Gamakatsu. And that's pretty much the only type of hooks I use in Flukes. Gamakatsu hooks are super, super sharp. So you're going to start off by rigging this thing like you would any other way, especially weightless and weedless. You just bring it through here just like that. And then get where you're going to be going through the bait right there. All right. So there you've got your normal way to set up your Fluke. Now, this is where things get interesting. So you're going to take these things called twist-ons. Now, this is actually something that's for trout fishing, steelhead fishing, salmon fishing. But what we're going to do is we're going to take it looks like a little matchbook. We're going to take one of these little strands out, and all it is it's a flexible sinker. It's just lead weight. Straighten it out. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to wrap this on. And of course, it's always the hardest part is getting it started. And I'll show you here. Wrap that up like so. And you're just going to wrap this up on the shank of the hook here until you've got it pretty much covered, or at least some of it. Okay. Just like that. Oh. You just slide this down till you get more in the center of the bait. just like that. Then the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take a nail weight that you would use in Nico rigging and things like that. And you're going to put the weight right here. And I like to get a good amount in, and I'll break off a little piece. You don't need all of it. You just need it to kind of sink a little bit. And that is pretty much the modification. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking it's not that much. There's not much change in just using just a regular weightless style fluke. But I'm going to tell you, having a little bit of a weight right here, as well as a weight in the nose, will get this to go a little bit lower in the water column. A lot of the times that the fluke bite isn't on is because the bass are sitting deep and they're a little bit, kind of wary of coming up, or just something like that isn't working out too well. You want to get this a little bit deeper, but at the same time, keep the same erratic action that the Zoom Super Flukes are known for. And so that is the modification. And of course, you just bring this over, put the nose or the tip of the hook in the bait to make it weedless as well. And I'm going to tell you what, that little bit of change will generate a lot more bites, especially if you're fishing around a lot of other people who are using flukes or have been using flukes, and as bats have seen quite a bit of them. You want to add a subtle change, but also, again, keeping the same erratic action as the Zoom Super Fluke. Throw that on. It'll help, guys. I'm not kidding you. I've caught plenty of fish using this method, and it has definitely pulled a lot of fish in for me. So, guys, give it a shot. All right, guys, so that is my modification of the Zoom Super Fluke. Again, one of my favorite ways to fish, and we are coming down to that time of the year where you're going to want to start using it. If you guys use this modification, let me know. Comment below how you do on it. At the same time, guys, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button if you liked it, and hit that little bell thingy, get notified when I post a new video. So thanks for watching, guys, this week's Tackle Tip of the Week.